When you search for the best way to launch an online store, two names almost always rise to the top: Shopify and WooCommerce. Both are incredibly popular, both have loyal fans, and both can power a successful business. But after testing them side by side, I discovered some surprising pros and cons that nobody really talks about. So, if you're weighing Shopify versus WooCommerce, here's what you need to know. Let's start with WooCommerce. It's technically a plugin for WordPress, which means it runs on top of your WordPress website. The biggest advantage here is flexibility. You can customize everything: the design, the checkout process, the plugins, the extensions. If you love tinkering and having complete control, WooCommerce gives you that. It's also free to install, which sounds great at first. But here's the catch: hosting, domain names, security, premium plugins, and ongoing updates can add up fast. A free WooCommerce store can quickly become more expensive than you'd expect. And if you're not technical, the constant need for maintenance can be overwhelming. Now let's talk about Shopify. Shopify was built from the ground up for e-commerce, so everything feels polished and streamlined. Adding products is easy, setting up payments takes minutes, and the checkout process is optimized right out of the box. Plus, Shopify takes care of hosting, security, and updates for you, which means you can focus on actually running your business instead of fixing your site. The App Store is huge, giving you tons of tools for marketing, inventory, shipping, and more. The trade-off is that you don't have quite as much control as you do with WooCommerce, but for most business owners, that's actually a good thing. Less stress, less tech headaches, and more time selling. One surprising thing I noticed is how different the two platforms feel when you're actually trying to grow. With WooCommerce, you're constantly patching together plugins and hoping nothing breaks. With Shopify, you just scale. Whether that means adding more products, selling internationally, or even handling sudden spikes in traffic. Shopify's reliability is one of its biggest selling points. Of course, price is a factor. Shopify has a monthly fee while WooCommerce is technically free. But here's the reality: once you add in hosting, security, and plugins, WooCommerce often costs just as much, if not more. The difference is that with Shopify, your expenses are predictable and your store works out of the box. With WooCommerce, you're constantly playing catch-up. So, which is better? If you love tech, enjoy full control, and don't mind the responsibility of managing everything yourself, WooCommerce has its perks. But if you want a platform that lets you focus on building your brand, making sales, and growing with fewer headaches, Shopify is the smarter choice. And the best part? You can test it for free. There's a link in the description where you can start your Shopify free trial today. And once you get your first few sales, the store can practically pay for itself. That's why, in my honest review of Shopify versus WooCommerce, Shopify is the platform I'd recommend for most people who actually want to build a long-term business.